A grandparent is old on the outside but young on the inside. For many, this quote is undeniably true for theirs. Through my life, I've always had a large family, filled with sisters, cousins, aunts, and uncles. But one relative stands out to me from the rest. Most of us have had that one special family member who we love to spend our time with or can tell anything to. For me, that person is my grandfather, Gene Byers, whom I would like to pay tribute to. Gene Byers is a person filled with friendliness, generosity, and strength that he's shown throughout much of his life. Gene Byers exemplifies friendliness to many of the people he passes. He knows and is friends with many of the people in Walpole, and hardly ever goes through town without giving a friendly hello to someone. I remember when I was younger and spending the day with him, he stopped by Stop and Shop just to say hi and talk to one of his old friends. My grandfather doesn't close his doors up to people either. He lets his old friends, or as he calls them, ship buddies, stay at his house when they come by. Gene Byers also enjoys being with his family. Many times he's taken my sister and me out to dinner and talks to us about how our week has been and how school is going. Through his kindness, he also shows his willingness to do things for others. Generosity is one of Gene Byers' strongest traits. He doesn't mind opening his home to others. He always lets me, my sisters, and cousins have friends over at his cottage if we can't have them over at our own house. He will even make us dinner and breakfast when we're there. Once I was walking with my friends to the library and we saw him in the center of town, and he offered to buy us frozen yogurt from Red Cherry. He doesn't just do things for his family and people he knows, or even just people in general. Gene Byers is also generous towards animals. This past St. Patrick's Day, I went with him to the parade in Boston, and we saw a cat walking around by itself on the sidewalk. So we went back to the Cumberland farms we had passed and bought a can of cat food to feed the cat. In addition to his generosity, my grandfather also has had tremendous endurance through his life. Gene Byers has always had incredible strength. When he was younger, he fought in the Navy. After that, he worked to make his own oil and heating business that has still been going. And although he retired, he still does jobs for people. My grandfather went through some hard times like when he went through a divorce. There are parents who divorce and then don't stay close with their children, but my grandfather didn't do that. He still tried to stay close with my dad and my aunt. I hope I've been able to express what a great person Gene Byers is. I'm sure many of us have family members that we look up to or are close to. I hope you can see how Gene Byers' kindness, generosity, and strength make him a person I admire. Through his words and actions, Gene Byers has done great things for his family and others. He passes on his friendliness and generosity to others and shows examples of strength that I can take in and learn from.